moving on. First of all, we're going to look at numbers 5 through 15. The first section is 5 through 15. The directions say to evaluate the determinant. Okay, so we're going to evaluate the determinant. Here we go. Let's jump right into this. Notice we're finding the determinant of, a 2 by 2. So we multiply up left to right. We get a negative 2. So we change it to, or a negative 12. We change it to a positive 12. Whenever you multiply up, you change the sign. Now when you multiply down, you do not change the sign. Positive 12, negative 12, you add those two numbers together and you get 0. The determinant of this matrix here is 0. Number 7, we are finding the determinant of a 2 by 2. So we multiply up, we change the sign, negative 3, so we're going to put a positive 3. We multiply down, we get a positive 16. We do not change the sign. Add those two numbers together, and we get 19 for the determinant. Okay, 19. Okay, moving on to number 9. We're finding the determinant of a 2 by 2. So we multiply up, and we change the sign. So 14, we're going to put negative 14. Multiply diagonally down, do not change the sign, so we get a positive 9. Add these two numbers and you get a negative 5, or combine those two numbers however you want to say it, and you'll get a negative 5 for the determinant. Moving on to number 11. We're going to multiply diagonally up and we change the sign, so we get a 7. We put a negative 7. Multiply diagonally down, we do not change the sign, we get a positive 8. Negative 4 times negative 2, positive 8. Now we combine these two numbers and we get a 1. And the answer is 1. Number 13. We're going to find the determinant of a 2 by 2. So we multiply diagonally up and we change the sign. So positive 8, we change it to a negative 8. Multiply diagonally down. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Do not change the sign. Combine those two numbers and you will get a negative 11. Negative 11. Number 15. Let's multiply diagonally up. That gives you a negative 12, so we're going to put a positive 12. Always change the sign when you multiply up, and then when you multiply down, never change the sign. 0 times 1 is 0. We're going to combine those two numbers, and that will give us a 12. And the answer is 12. So the determinant of this 2 by 2 is 12. Now the directions for 17 and 19, 17 through 21 say to evaluate the determinant by expanding by minors along the indicated row or column. So we're going to find the determinant of 17, 19, and 21 the difficult way. Okay, this is the hard way. And then numbers 23 and 25, we will find the determinant of those 3 by 3s the easier way. Okay, but for now it's going to be the difficult way. So here we go. We're going to expand along row 1. This is row 1. This is row 2. This is row 3. This is column 1, column 2, column 3. Okay, so we're going to expand along row 1, this row right here. So remember, we circle our first number. We write that right here. Cross off the column and row that contains that 5, and we're left over with this matrix right here. 4, 2, negative 1, 0. Okay, now next we're going to circle the next number, which is 0. So we'll put a 0 here, and then of course cross off the row and the column that contains the 0, and we're left with 1, 3, negative 1, 0. Now this part of the problem here, students, look and watch, listen, is going to be a piece of cake. This whole thing is going to become a 0, because I don't care what the determinant is, I don't care what the sign is here. 0 times anything is 0. We'll get to that later. Alright, now we continue along the first row. Okay, now remember, you could have chosen any row that you wanted, but the directions told us to use row 1. So because because of that, we're moving along row 1. So we get to the last number, 2. We'll put a 2 here. Cross off the row in the column that contained that 2. And we're left over with this matrix here. And by the way, it's a positive 5. I should have put a positive. 0 doesn't really matter. 2 is positive, so I should have put a positive. Now, what's left over in my matrix here is 1, 3, 4, 2. Okay? Now, the next step is to remember your signs. In a 3 by 3, it's positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. Okay? So the first number 5 is right here. And what's the sign? Positive. So we put a positive in front of the positive. A positive and positive stays a positive. Then we come to the next number, which is 0 right here, and that is a negative. So we're going to put a negative here. A negative and a positive gives us a negative. But it really doesn't matter because we have a 0 there anyways, but we'll still go ahead and do that. The last number here, 2, is this number right here, which goes with this sign right here. So I'm going to put a positive here, while a positive and a positive is a positive. So here we go. Let's find our determinant right here. Multiply up, that's negative 2. I'll put a positive 2. Multiply down, that's 0. 2 plus 0 is 0, or 2 plus 0 is 2. So I have positive 5 times 2, which is 10. Now we come over here. I don't care what the determinant is, you're going to multiply it by 0, so you'll get 0. So you can put plus or minus 0, it does not matter. Then over here, multiply up, I'm going to put a negative 12, change the sign, multiply down, positive 2. When you combine those, you'll get a negative 10. So I have positive 2 times a negative 10, which is negative 20. Alright, so 10 minus 0 minus 20 would be, or positive 10, negative 20 would be negative 10. Alright, so the answer for number 17 is negative 10. That is the determinant of this 3 by 3. Okay, number 19 says to expand along row 2. So we're going to expand along row 2. And here we go. We're going to need this again, so let's quickly copy it. And here we go, expand along row 2. So we're going to expand along this row right here. My first number is 5, so I'm going to circle it. I'm going to write it right here. Then cross off the row and the column that contains that 5. And my matrix is 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2. And that is a positive 5. Now the next number is 6. Okay? And actually I better erase this so it's not confusing. My next number is 6, so I'm going to put a positive 6 here. And then I'm going to cross off the column and the row that contains that number. And I'm left over with, for my matrix, 6, negative 1, 1, 2. 6, negative 1, 1, 2. And then next, I'm going to circle the next number in that row, which is negative 3. So I'll put a negative 3 here. Then put my bars for my matrix. Cross off the row and the column that contains that negative 3, and I'm left with 6, negative 1, 2, 2. So 6, negative 1, 2, 2. Excuse me. Now next, we have to look at our signs that deal with a 3 by 3 matrix. My first number here is 5, right here. 5, 5. And what sign goes with that? Negative does. So I need to put a negative here. So a negative and a positive. Negative times a positive. Negative positive is negative. So we're going to make that a negative. Alright. Now moving on to our next number, which is 6. The sign is positive. So if I put a positive here, a positive and a positive leaves the 6. Positive. Circle this sign next, which is negative, which goes with this number here. So I'm going to put a negative right here. Well, a negative and a negative would give us a positive 3. And now we're ready to roll. Bring down your negative 5, and we'll put a parentheses right here. And 2 times 1 is 2. We're going to change the sign and put a negative 2. Multiply down. 2 times 2 is 4. Combine those two and you get a positive 2. Next, we're going to bring down our positive 6, and then put parentheses, Multiply up, you get a negative 1, so we're going to put a positive 1. Multiply down, you get 12, so we're going to put 12. Combine those two numbers and you get a positive 13. Next, bring down your positive 3. Then parentheses. Multiply up, so negative 2, I'm going to put a positive 2. Multiply down, I'm going to get a negative or a positive 12. So that's going to give me a 14. And now let's finish this. Negative times a positive is negative. Positive times a positive is positive. Positive times a positive is positive. Now if we combine those, we'll get negative 10, positive 120. These two numbers here are both positive, give you 120. Combine these two, you owe me $10. You have 120 in your pocket, so you pay off 10 and you're left with positive $110 to the good. So there's your answer, 110. Okay? So it's not hard, it's just long and meticulous. You gotta go really slow and make sure, excuse me, that you do not make any mistakes. Number 21. Okay, here we go. We're going to expand along column 2. Man, what a great column to use. Have you not figured out yet if you're going to use expanding by minors? Pick columns and rows that have a lot of zeros, because what that does is it gives you zeros right here, which automatically gives you a 0 right here. It really saves a lot of time. Okay, so it says expand along column 2. So here's column 1, here's column 2 right here. So this is the column I'm going to use right here. Alright, circle your first number, which is 0. We'll put a 0 here and then put your matrix. And then cross off these, and your matrix is 6, negative 1, 4, 5. Alright, now go down to your next number, which is this number here. So we'll put a 0 right here. Put your absolute values, cross off this row and this column, so you're left with 10, negative 1, 1, 5. 10, negative 1, 1, 5. And then lastly, we copy down, or we circle the last number here, positive 5. Put your matrix, cross off the row and the column that contains that 5, and you're left with 10, 6, 1, 4. So 10, 6, 1, 4. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do any work here, because no matter what my determinant is, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot, I apologize. We have to check out our signs, don't we? Sorry about that. So we start with our first number here, which is 0. This 0 right here has a sign of negative, so I'll put a negative sign here. Really doesn't matter. This 0 here has a sign of positive. Really doesn't matter. I'll put a positive. Positive, positive is positive. And then this number here has a sign of negative, so I'll put a negative right here. Negative times a positive is negative, so we'll make that 5 a negative. Good. Now we're pretty much, we don't have much work to do, because I don't care what this determinant is, we're going to multiply it times 0, which gives us a 0. I don't care what this determinant is, whatever it is, we're going to multiply it times 0, which would give me a 0. Now this one here, I do care about, because I don't have a 0 here. Multiply up, positive 6, change the sign. Multiply down, positive 40, do not change the sign. Combine those two numbers together, and we have negative 5 times 34. Negative 5 times 34. Well, if you take a negative times a positive, you get a negative 170 plus 0 is negative 170. And that is the determinant of this matrix. Okay, guys? Okay, not too bad. Alright, now moving on to 21 and 23. They want us to find the determinant of this 3 by 3 by using the diagonals method. And so we know how to do that. It's the faster way. Now, I can't get rid of this line right here, so I'm just going to leave it. But the first thing you should know is that you copy the first two columns over again. So 12, 2, 1, I'm going to put 12, 2, 1. Okay. My next column is 4, 1, 0, so I'm going to put 4, 1, 0, and put another bracket here. Now, do you see what I've done? I copied my first two columns over. Now we're going to multiply up diagonally 3 times. And because we're multiplying up, we're going to change the sign every time. So multiply up. 1 times negative 6 is negative 6, so I'm going to put a positive 6. 0 times 3 times 12 is 0, so I'm going to put 0. Positive or negative, it doesn't matter. Then I've got 2 times 4, that's a negative 16. So I'm going to put a positive 16. Now multiply down. 12 times 1 times negative 2. That's going to give you a negative 24, and we do not change the sign. Then 4 times 3 times 1, that's going to give us a positive 12, and we leave it a positive 12. Then we multiply diagonally down. 6 times 2 times 0 will give us a 0. So guys, we've got to add or combine all 6 of these numbers. Zeros don't help us a whole lot. If you add up all of your positives, you would have 22, 34, so you have a negative 24 and a positive 34. And then combine those and you'll get a positive 10, I hope. Yes, good. Alright, so there you go. The determinant of this 2 by 2 would be positive 10. Okay? Alright, not too difficult. Number 25, let's find the determinant of this matrix using the diagonals method. So the first thing we're going to do is copy our first 2 columns over again. My first column is 0, 10, 1. So 0, 10, 1. My second column is 3, 14, negative 1. Now we're going to multiply up 3 times. Okay, so here we go. Starting here, we multiply up. 1 times 14 times 2 is a positive 28. I'm going to put a negative 28. Now we're going to multiply up 3 times. We'll get a 0, so I'm going to put a 0. Multiply up, we're going to get 180. A positive 180. So I'm going to put a negative 180. Alright, now we're going to multiply down 3 times. So here we go. 0 times 14 times 6 is a 0. 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. We do not change the sign. And then 2 times 10 times negative 1 is negative 20. We do not change the sign. Now if you add up all of your positive numbers here, we get a positive 6. If you add up all of your negative numbers, you would have negative 228. Now if you combine those last 2 numbers, you would have a negative 222. So the determinant of this 3 by 3 right here is negative 222. Okay, again, not hard, simple work, but just long and tedious, and make sure you're not making mistakes. Now, let me say this. Don't forget you've learned how to type these into your calculator. So on a test or a quiz, feel free to check them after you've shown your work using a calculator. That's not cheating, okay? That's using technology. Okay, now, let's go ahead and find the area of this triangle using matrices. So we're going to put a 1/2 outside of the matrix. And we're going to put our bars here, okay? And we put our ordered pair. It doesn't matter. It does not matter which ordered pair you put first. I'm going to put negative 3, 4, and then 4, 2, and then 1, negative 2. If you want to put 1, negative 2 first up here like this, put it first. Put negative 3, 4 down here. It just doesn't matter. Your ordered pairs can go in any order you want, okay? Just make sure you keep the ordered pairs together. Then over here you always put 1s, and you always put a 1/2 out here. Now, I'm going to run out of room if I don't move this down here. Remember, what I have to do next is copy the first 2 columns over again. So to find the area of this triangle, I find the determinant of this matrix and then multiply it by 1/2. So my first column is 1, 4, negative 3. My next column is negative 2, 2, 4. Okay, so I copy the first 2 columns over again. Now, I'm going to multiply up 3 times. That gives me a negative 6, so I'm going to put a positive 6. That gives me a positive 4. I'm going to put a negative 4. Always change the sign when you're multiplying upward. This gives you a negative 8, so I'm going to put a positive 8. Alright, now let's multiply down. So we have 1 times 2 times 1, that's a positive 2, so we leave a positive. And then multiply 2, 1, and negative 3. That's a positive 6, so we leave it positive 6. Then we multiply down 1 times 4 times 4, positive 16, okay? So if you add up all of your positive numbers, my goodness, you'd have 14, 30, 38. If you add up all your positive numbers, 38. And if you add up all your negative numbers, you'll get negative 4. Combine those two, and you get 34. Now that's not your answer. That's your determinant. Don't forget there's a 1/2 out front, so we really have 1/2 times the determinant, 34. 1/2 times 34 is 17. So the area of this triangle is 17. And really, I'm surprised they didn't put this, excuse me, but they should have put square units, okay, because it is area. So 17 square units. Alright, moving on to number 35. Same thing again, and then 30 or 34, and then 35 are the same. So pretty redundant, but it's good to practice. So here we go. Okay, we're going to find the area of this triangle. So I'm going to put a 1/2 here. Then put my matrix right here. And I'm going to put 0, 3 first. And then negative 2, negative 1 next. And then 1, 1 next. And then you always put 1s here. Alright? Well, let's find the determinant of this matrix, then multiply it by 1/2. So we're going to copy the first two columns over again. 0, negative 2, 1, 3, negative 1, 1. There we go. And let's see what we come up with. Okay, here we go. Let's multiply up. Right here, you'll get a negative 1, so I'm going to put a positive 1. Then we're going to multiply up here. That'll give us a 0. So I'm going to put a 0 right here. Then we'll multiply up here. That gives us a negative 6. So I'm going to put a positive 6. Now we're going to multiply down right here. Those three numbers. That will give you a 0. Multiply down right here. That'll give you a positive 3, and we do not change the sign. Then we're going to multiply down here. That gives you a negative 2. And I will not change the sign. Now, add up all of your positive numbers and you get 10. Add up all of your negative numbers, you get negative 2. Combine those and you get 8. So the determinant of this matrix is 8. And then we multiply it times 1/2, which gives us 4. So the area of the triangle is 4 square units. Okay, moving on to our last problem. And here we go. We're going to find the area of this triangle here. So we start off by putting 1/2, and then our matrix bars, or excuse me, our determinant bars. And it doesn't matter which ordered pair you put first. I'm going to put 1, negative 2, and then 4, comma 2, and then 3, negative 4. There's no strategy there, okay? I'm just picking ordered pairs and writing them in, and then you always put 1s next. Now I could put my bar, but to be honest with you, we know I'm going to copy the first two columns over again. So here we go. 1, 4, 3, negative 2, 2, negative 4. And I'm going to bring this down below to make sure I have plenty of room. I kind of got pushed for room on the last problem, so we'll pull this right down here. And here we go. I'm going to multiply up 3 times. So multiply up right here, I get 6. I'm going to put a negative 6. I change the sign. Multiply up, that's negative 4. I'm going to put a positive 4. Multiply up here, I get a negative 8. So I'm going to put a positive 8. Every time I multiply up, I change the signs. Now I'm going to multiply down. That's a positive 2. So I'm going to leave that alone, positive 2. Multiply down, that's a negative 6. So I'm going to leave that a negative 6. Multiply down, that's a negative 16. So I will leave that negative 16. Now, if I add up all of my positives, I get positive 14. If I add up all my negatives, I get negative 28. So positive 14, negative 28 is negative 14. So the determinant is negative 14. I multiply that by 1/2. Now, obviously, you're going to get out a negative number, negative 7. But since areas can never be negative, we just take the negative away. And the area of the triangle is 7 square units. Okay? Guys, I don't think the homework's been that difficult. It just took a lot of notes this the other day. I hope this homework